I'm not gonna do like a weird intro that tells you exactly what I'm doing because this video is kind of weird and I'll try to figure out a title once I'm finished. So I am gonna start out by prepping my skin, and I just got back. I went to the Chanel counter in the Dillards in the Akron Mall, and I picked up a couple of items from Chanel that I wanna try out. And I hate going to the mall, but today I had somebody there who was extra helpful. She seemed extra excited to look at the makeup with me. And in the past I have gone into malls and in the counters and stuff, and I feel like some of the women at the counters are very judgy, and I hated buying from them. And so I just haven't gone into the mall for a while, but I was in the area getting waxed and when I was done with my wax, I'm like, I'm gonna stop in and look at the new Chanel lipsticks because I've heard good things about them. Actually, I'm gonna spray my face with this too. I've heard good things about them. And by looking at them, they reminded me of the Merit lipsticks, which I have quite a few of those. Merit sent me some, I bought some, and I really, really love the Merit lipsticks. And it was almost like a shade extension kind of, because they really reminded me, the shades were more interesting than lipstick shades normally are. And that's what I like about the Merit, lipsticks. But anyway, so I was there, and the girl at the counter was just so much fun. Her name was Elise. If you are near where I live, which is I live in Wadsworth, Ohio, but if you're near where I live, in the Akron area, and you're in the area and you wanna shop at the Dior counter in Akron at the Summit Mall, make sure Elise is there. She's super helpful, super nice, highly, highly recommend. The lady, I didn't get her name at the Dior counter next door. She was actually really nice too. So I actually had a good time in there. And normally I stop by Sephora, but then I bought stuff and I was running low on time, and I didn't have time to also run into Sephora, which is probably for the best. So, okay, so I feel like I keep slouching down. So also, I don't know if I showed you, the cream I used is La Mer. I've really been loving it. I know it's expensive, but I really feel like it's making a difference in my skin. I have dry skin. I'm gonna put on some of this Kosas lip balm. And then we're gonna look at what I got. I threw a lot more in the bag. So I purchased 3 items from the Chanel counter. I also recently got some items in the mail since my last haul video, which was literally a few days ago. And I got some items in the mail that I wanted to share with you, and we're just gonna try some makeup on. And hopefully I like it, and the stuff I like I'll put to the side because I'm leaving for Army in a few hours and I have not packed a makeup bag. So we're just gonna get started. So actually I'm just gonna show you the first thing that I know I'm not gonna use in this video because I have videos that I'm planning on doing with these. And these are the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand, the Beauty Light Wand, and I think, yeah, and then also the Beauty Light Wand, the blush. So I have a Charlotte Tilbury video that I wanted to do, and so I bought these for that. So that will be coming up, so I'm not using those in this video. I got 2 items from Merit. The first item I got was their new bronzer. I wanted to try out the bronzing stick, which I think we probably will use that because I did not get a bronzer from Chanel. I have the classic Chanel bronzer right here, but we'll use this today. If you're wondering though, if you want a full face of Chanel, I do have a couple of those videos, and I'll make a playlist and put it right here if you want to check out the videos where I just use only Chanel products. I think I did that back in the spring. Okay, so then also Merit just re-released their, what do they call this thing? I always get it wrong. The Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. They just re-released this, and a lot of people were complaining before that there was not very much product in it. I found that a little bit went a long way, and I have purchased this multiple times and I love these. but they give you almost double, not quite double, but almost double the amount in the original stick. The stick is like nearly the same size. You can see that the old one's a little bit shorter, but they've repackaged it, they've put more product in, and I did swatch it earlier, and they're the same. So I will also put my Merit video where I'm trying out their foundation and talking about it up here if you are curious. And I'll probably talk more about it in another video. And then I have these two Dior palettes that I noticed were not at the counter when I went to the counter that I was just there at the Summit Mall. And so I asked the lady, and they hadn't even like I guess she told me that they had just gone to like a school or whatever, like an education school, like on the new products coming up, and they didn't even mention these. And I thought that was a little bit weird. And these are their newest quads that they've released. I bought both. And the weirdest thing about these is that they're $44. Now, all other Chanel quads are like 60 some dollars. Not Chanel, Dior. All other Dior quads are like 60 some dollars, and these are only 44. So I am gonna test these out at some point and see if the quality is the same as my other Dior quints. And I've been calling them quads the whole time. They're quints. But I am gonna test them out, and I'll get back to you guys on that. I don't think I'm gonna be like playing with them today. I have no idea what I'm gonna title this video. Oh, she did put her card in here. So if you guys want to order anything from Elise, or you want to go check her out at the Summit Mall, here is her card. She was super helpful. Okay, so the first thing I want to jump into is Chanel's new foundation. So I have the water, like I think water fresh tint, and I really enjoy this. But this one seems a little bit more pigmented. It's like the same idea, but a little bit more pigment. Oh, and it comes with a brush. So here is the new one. And the shade range is a little bit different than the regular water fresh tint. This is so sheer that there aren't a ton of shades, and I feel like they can be a little bit more lenient with the shade range. This one is like the regular Chanel shade range, and I usually purchase B21, so that is what I got, or BD21. That's what I got. But I will say that I have a little bit more color on my skin than I normally do, and the BD21's normally like what I use like in like the winter to spring, but I think this is gonna be fine because I'm gonna bronze up here in a minute. So we're gonna go ahead and pump some of this out. And I did kind of pump a little bit out at the counter to kind of see how it worked. That might be too much. And it came with this little brush, and that might work around the eyes, but we'll see. I don't know the best way to apply this yet, but I'm assuming it's gonna be with my fingers, but it's almost like I'm working it into my hand, and I probably shouldn't be doing that. So I'm just gonna work it onto my face. So I'm expecting to love this because I love like glowy foundations. But this is a little, and obviously because it has more pigment, it's a little bit harder to like mix the pigment into the base that it's in. But yeah, it's starting to look good. You just kind of have to work with it a little bit more. And I have a lot here. Jesus. Okay. I didn't want to waste it. So I wonder if, let me go in. Yeah, this might work around like the nose and the eye area. That's not gonna work on this big, huge face. Okay, so I'm gonna do another pump just on my fingers and see how it applies that way. Yeah, that's much better for me. So what's weird about this, because it is the water fresh sort of thing, it feels kind of slippy at first, and then it reminds me a little bit, I haven't tried the new formula of the MAC Face and Body, but the old formula that used to feel watery, and then the more you worked it in, it kind of got grippy onto the skin, like once it was worked in a little bit. And that's what this kind of reminds me of. So I'm just gonna kind of go around some edges here. This would actually be perfect with the concealer. I do have a Chanel concealer. I didn't buy it today, but we will use it. Let me correct my eyes first though, because I have some like discoloration here. This, by the way, I think is discontinued. It's the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector, and I love this stuff. And I'm so sad because once this pot is gone, I'm not gonna have any. Okay. I'm like looking up close for streaks on my face. Look how glowy my skin is. I'm gonna put that to the side, and then I'm gonna kind of dot a little bit of the Chanel concealer around, and this is the shade B20. And like a little bit on the chin, and I always get like a little bit of redness right there. So I'm gonna pop some on there. And I think that this little thing, I mean, I didn't watch any of the videos on like how to properly use it, but this for the whole face is just a lot. But I think around the areas that you conceal and you wanna work in, I'm gonna pat it in with my hands. I feel like that little tiny brush just takes too long, and I don't have the patience for it. All right, so we have a nice fresh base, and I am going to quickly try to do something with my eyebrows because I want them to look good before I do everything else. All right, good enough. So this is as good as I think my eyebrows are gonna get. They've kind of been like a mess recently, and they've been driving me insane. All right, I'm gonna go in with this new Merit bronzer in Clay. And I did a whole Merit Beauty, like full face of Merit Beauty when the brand was somewhat new. And that was one of my critiques of the brand, is that I wish they had a bronzer, and where I could have used like a deeper shade of their foundation to bronze my skin. But I also kind of feel like when you do that and you use shades for that, that also makes shades less available to people of color. And I think unless the company expects people to do that and they're like buying more of that shade, I think that can be problematic. So anyway, there's like a whole little tangent there. So anyway, yeah, I'm happy that they created a bronzer shade. And this formula is kind of slippy, and it reminds me a lot of their blush formula, only in stick form. I think I still have, yeah, there's one down here. It's very similar to this blush formula right here. And I also did a whole swatch video if you're curious about all of these blush shades, because at one point I had them all. I've decluttered 2 of them. I gave them to my grandma because she likes, you know, nice and glowy makeup. I'm just gonna use this Merit brush, which I'm obsessed with, to blend in the bronzer. I think that adds, I'm like looking at the wrong side, but I think that it adds a lot of really nice color to the skin, and it still looks glowy and natural. I'm not sure that this bronzer though is gonna stay all day on the face, but also a lot of Merit's products are kind of like minimal beauty products that you can pop in your purse to touch up. And that's just kind of like the whole like minimalist, effortless chic on the go kind of thing they have going for them. So maybe it's not meant to stay all day on your face. All right, let's look at my blush option that I got. And this is the Chanel new sort of water fresh blush, and I got the shade Warm Pink. So I noticed that in the shades, like the first couple shades were very translucent and kind of fresh. And then the last 3 shades were very pigmented. And I think that's good for lighter complexions. Like if you get those super pigmented ones, you're gonna have to like go very light, be very careful. But I thought this would be a good option for me. So here it is. And I'm just gonna start working it onto my cheek. I don't know if I should kind of like it is very watery. Oh yeah, I put way more on this side. All right, so let me try to even this out a little bit. I'm gonna try to do just the tiniest amount. Okay. I'm gonna get this brush and kind of blend around. And I'm trying to tell if it's like picking up any foundation. I think it still looks pretty even, in which I don't put on a ton of foundation. So I think that my skin is looking pretty fresh and even. But if you are somebody who wears like thick foundations, this water formula feels like it might almost pick up whatever foundation's beneath. I mean, these are clearly made to work with each other, but that's just maybe something to think about. In a haul recently, I showed you a bunch of Dior quints that I got, and maybe I will try one of those out. I think I'm gonna do this one because it scares me a little bit because it's pink, and I don't really do pinks. I don't know why I bought it. Well, online it looked a little bit more coral. In person, it's just a warm pink. So this is an organza. And I'm gonna start off with this right here and kind of just work it into the crease, and we'll see how that comes out. All right, not too bad. I might also like have some eyeshadow on this brush. I didn't, but I don't think so. I think it's the shade. It's like a mauvey, kind of glowy pink. Okay, I'm gonna go into the more sort of taupey bronze shade on the bottom. Kind of work that on the outer portion here and see what that looks like. Okay, I don't mind it. This isn't as scary as I thought it was gonna be. It's turning out to be pretty wearable. All right, and then I'm gonna pop the gold shade kind of over the lid, like nice and light, just like a nice sheen. I don't know why I make that face when I'm like looking at my makeup, like I just looked in the monitor and saw it. Okay. You're doing it again, Autumn. Okay. So not bad. I am gonna get like a little detailer brush and run some of, let's see, should I do the middle shade? Yeah, I'm gonna use the middle shade that I didn't use anywhere. I don't know why I'm doing that. But I'm gonna take that middle shade and run it under the eye. Let's do some mascara. So she gave me some samples of mascara. Or it was a base mess. Oh yeah, she did. So she gave me some samples of mascara. She gave me the base mascara and also the mascara that goes over it, obviously. So let's put some of this on. Typically when I do a fresh look like this, I don't want my lashes to be too crazy, but I'm literally gonna finish packing and I'm gonna get in a car and drive to a hotel and go to bed, so I don't really care at this point. So that is what it looks like. So I'm just gonna put a coat on my lashes. Okay, I have like this tendency to want to keep piling on until I see something, but this is just the primer. I need to calm down. So put that in there, and then let's try, like, let this dry for a second. And then we will put the mascara on. I think I might have put too much of that on because I'm like blinking. I'm like feeling it. All right, so let's go in with their Noir Allure mascara. Just got a little one right here. There we go. All right. And let's put some mascara on. Ooh, if I were like good at what I do, I would have like only put the primer on one side. So I think that looks pretty good. It's a nice fresh face. I don't know if I like want to like play around with it more when I go to Army over the weekend, but I also feel like this is not going to be too much makeup in uniform. Like this is going to look nice and fresh and not like I'm trying too hard. It bothers me when I see people in uniform with a ton of makeup on. Okay, I like it. And I looked at the ingredients of the lash primer, and it's the first couple ingredients are water and wax, which makes it go on super easy. But then once the water starts to go away, then the wax kind of starts to dry down and is like a more like grippy sort of area to like cling on to the mascara itself. So I really like it. And I did not curl my lashes, and I think they're up pretty good. Like I don't really need to curl them. I did just get a little bit of mascara down there. So I'm gonna take this Q-tip and just kind of get it out of the way. So I do have a Chanel powder on hand, and this is super glowy. It's still warm outside. I think in the winter I'm probably not gonna need powder because I'm dry. But we are gonna powder a little bit, and I'm gonna try to find a nice thin brush to do that with. By the way, my brushes are all still dirty. I feel like the last several videos I've like confessed that to you all. I have a few in a drawer down here, and I'm like, do I really want to like pull out more brushes to dirty up? Yes, I do. So this one's clean. So I'm just gonna dip into this Chanel powder. This is the Powder Universal Libre in the shade 20. And I'm gonna go under the eyes, down here on the side, like, ooh, you know what? Is that picking up? Is the powder like picking up the foundation? Let's check the chin out, see if that's what's happening. Can't tell. Let me powder this brush like completely and work it into the brush, and I think that will prevent it. Since it was a clean brush with no product, it's gonna pick up product. So I think that might have just solved whatever issue I was just having. Okay, so we'll kind of go again down the side. I'm sorry, my body is making weird noises. I just opened my mouth and it was like something from the depths of hell. Okay. I'm gonna powder that upper lip because nobody wants a sweaty upper lip. And right here in the T-zone. A little bit there too. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. You might want to be careful if you have a clean brush, like I said, with a powder with that foundation, since the foundation is kind of like glowy and watery. If your brush is too clean, it's just going to absorb the foundation off of your face. So good to know. And then I think the last thing I want to do is try out one of Chanel's new lipsticks. So they came out with this new like Rouge Allure Luminous Intense lip color, and I think, did they come out with like 20 shades? I don't know. But I was intrigued by the shades because they reminded me of the Merit lipsticks. And so I wanted to try one out. They hadn't even put the display out, and Elise actually got the box out and let me look at the shades. And I ended up choosing this one in shade 195, Mise Anew. And this is what she looks like. I put her on in the car on the way there because I can't keep my hands out of stuff. And we're gonna put it on now. It's very pretty. Let's do a quick rundown of everything. Well, everything that I tried out at least. So I like the primer and I like the mascara. Not to be one of those people though, but for the most part, I generally like mascaras if they're a decent mascara because I do have pretty good lashes. So yeah, I like it. I think my lashes look nice. So the foundation I really liked. My skin's really glowy. I think I want to play with it with some other products to kind of see how it wears. So I think I will do a follow-up video on the foundation. I don't like the brush. I'm gonna have to maybe like read and try to figure out exactly what its intended purpose is, just because it's a little bit like small. It doesn't go over the face, you know, whatever. So there's that. And I was holding, yeah, I'm holding up a blush while I'm talking about the foundation. So yeah, there's that. So then on to the blush. The blush is very watery. I find that also I didn't get it even on my sides because again, there's like the little things in there. So I don't know, am I supposed to like work it into my fingers first and then tap it on? I'm gonna try that next time to see if I get more even coverage. It still looked really pretty and natural on my cheeks. It's very transparent, and I'm finding that maybe I should have gotten one of those shades that I thought was too pigmented, because there is a little bit of life in my face, but I think after I put on that pink eyeshadow, the eyeshadow's pinker than the blush, and typically you would like want your cheeks to like, you know, be the pink part. So yeah, I think my skin looks really healthy and beautiful though. I didn't even need to put on a highlighter. This Merit bronzer, I like it, and it goes with everything else as far as the sheen on my face. So if you were to use this bronzer on a more matte foundation, your bronzer area is gonna be sheeny. So you're definitely gonna wanna use this bronzer with items that are just as dewy, and then powder where you need to powder at the end. And the lipstick. I think the lipstick is very pretty. I really like it. The formula feels nice. Again, I haven't really worn it that long. I wore it in my car to here, and then I washed my face so that I could do this video, and this is all the amount of time I've worn it. So this is super unhelpful as far as that goes, but I think my face looks good. So I'm gonna like hold up some products now for my thumbnail. So I actually plan to, if you've seen half of my thumbnails recently, it's literally me looking over at the monitor to make sure that I'm still filming, which am I still filming? I am. It's literally just me looking over at the monitor, and I have to like take a screenshot and use that because like while I'm talking, I don't look cute. Hopefully I can get something from that. All right, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, shout out to Elise over at the Akron Mall, the Summit Mall, I think is what it's called. Shout out to her, she was super helpful. I had a good time shopping for things today, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye. If you love me right, yeah, this could be